Episode 2 of Ninjago Dragon Rising Season 3, The Ultimate Object of Admiration. Honestly, this episode is also a great episode. Basically, at the beginning, we see Aaron helping our kid, returning his stuffed Teddy Lloyd or whatever. I don't know if that's an actual, thing you can buy in real life. It probably is. Maybe it's like marketing for that. I have no idea. Basically, he ends up doing that, and then giving him sushi, and the kid gives him the Telluloid to take with him because he needs someone to protect him or whatever. And he ends up returning to Lord Raz and ends up feeding him or whatever sushi, and Lord Raz is like, did you steal that? The only way you can get stuff is to take it or whatever. And basically, yeah, you can physically tell how Lord Raz is doing. He's really injured and all that. And that will obviously lead into the next episode. Basically, Aaron's end up learning. He's practicing, and he keeps failing. And Lord Raz is throwing insults left, right, and center, and saying you'll keep failing. Moving on to Lloyd and Aaron. Moving on to the Frack and Sora part. Honestly, those two as a duo are kind of nice. Sora keeps mimicking Frack and just making fun of him behind his back. Also, just so you guys are aware, Zane went his own way. He does have a dedicated episode to him later on, so we will obviously review that. Nia, Kai, and Wildfire, the only thing we get to see of them this episode is just one thing of them getting a notice, them being bored around a campfire. Roby sends a image of himself, basically a selfie, I guess, through notes. I don't know why they don't have phones unless there's no signal. But anyway, and then Kai's supportive of their relationship, which is nice. Wildfire sends back a picture of herself with Kai in the background. And she ends up worried. Did she send it past? Not romance stuff, whatever. Was she too quick in her response or such? Basically, yeah. And that's kind of that part of the thing. Later in this episode, we do get introduced to the Dragonian village and the Dragonians. Honestly, cool designs. I really like the designs. This is obviously before they get the whole corrupted or whatnot. Before they becomes corrupted, as you see in the trailers or maybe some promo images we see later on. Honestly, I do like them. I do like the whole aspect of them just being basically ordinary citizens with some obviously having hunters or fighters that go out to protect the village, whatever. This is setting in the first realm. So yeah, and also I do like the fact that Oni is mentioned by name. Some first realm lore drop. Everyone seems to be aware of the Oni here too. I'm assuming these people are from the first realm, which is weird. We didn't get a name drop. I mean, of course, they probably weren't thinking of the Dragonians next time in Season 8 or whatever, or Season 9 when they were in the first realm, so they probably didn't have the designs or the idea of them. Well, I'm assuming these people are from the first realm just by it. I do like the interactions with them, and Tyr is going to be the main Dragonian, but he's obviously, you're going to know more when they get corrupted by the Forbidden Five later on. Yeah. And they kind of lead them to a Cyclops because that's what Aaron was seeing going by. And they also end up encountering Jay on the way after defeating the Cyclops. The Cyclops, personally, I don't like him too much, but he's not too bad. It's just he was just the whole brute function, the brute's force but not the brains, where he had no brains, I guess you can say that. Anyway, he ends up just crushing. I'm assuming there's more Cyclops. I kind of hope this guy doesn't return, but who knows? Knowing Ninjago, it is a possibility he will return. Point being, a great episode. Jay kind of just shows up at the end. In the end, takes something and leaves without saying a single word. I guess that's why he has low dialogue. He barely talks. I've watched the whole season, and I can tell you he barely talks. But he's in a lot of scenes, if you know what I mean. Yeah, basically that's kind of where the episode ends, with Jay kind of just leaving. It probably ends with something else, but I can't remember right now. But yeah, that's the main parts of the episode. All in all, a good episode. I did enjoy it very much. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'll say an 8 out of 10. There's some like thingy parts, like for example the Cyclops I don't like. I think an 8 out of 10 is fair enough rating. This is obviously in my own opinion, so don't take it too seriously. You can obviously debate with me down in the comments if you want about it. That's up to you to decide. Tell me what you guys think this episode should be, but as for me, I think it deserves an 8 out of 10. It's better than the last episode, but not like 10 out of 10. I'm going to be a bit more harsh on my ratings and not give everything a 10 out of 10 or whatever, like I did for Blue Lock episodes I did reviews on. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe and do all that great stuff. It does actually help me out a lot more than you can know. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And see you guys. While going through the editing, I did realize I forgot to talk about the ending where it basically shows us the Spectrum lands, because that's where Eren needs to get the elixir to cure Raz. So it shows us a leak of the Spectrum land, just like the full glimpse of it. He doesn't mention the Pie Dome, he just mentions it called the Spectrum lands. I don't know if like Raz knows the other name called the Pied Realm, but like as right now it's called the Spectral Lands, which is obviously it makes sense in episode 3. I think Mora explains it, or I'll have to rewatch that part. But anyway, okay, without further ado now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.